Hi, and welcome back to our series walking through some of the technical decision making during the production of our game Night Run, which is out October 23rd on Epic Games for free. So please check it out. I'm Matt Schell. I'm here with Josh Vaughan, who's the lead developer here at Thousand Ant. And in this segment, I want to talk about the approach that we took to assets in the game, right? Because this game had this kind of art gallery layer to it where we're displaying all these different images and doing it in a endless runner format, right? Where we didn't have clean breaks for loading or anything like that. That presented some kind of unique and interesting challenges, which I think folks might be interested to learn about.
Yeah, on the top level, all compressed down and thrown together. The game is, I think it's like a 6 or 7 gig download now.
Yeah,
So
I think so.
it's a pretty large indie game.
Yeah.
In a world of itch.io games clocking in at 50 megs,
Totally.
we're definitely pretty large in contrast. But in order, there's obviously a lot of reasons why we did that. We've got the entire Night Run art collection, which was all, I think, 4K, and that's all in there, fully high res. Just trying to present the art as beautifully as we can, so that everybody that does appreciate our incredibly weird take on on art. Well, I mean, to be fair, I'll toot our collective horn. Obviously, there's a lot of people that have a lot of hard-earned beef against generative AI.
Sure.
And I completely understand why they do, because it's like, hello, we've created an engine that can make all the decisions that you made so that we can spit out exactly all the stuff that you would spit out.
Yeah.
Which is just not an exciting technology for people who have spent their life learning how to make good decisions with their art. On the flip side, I feel like with the art that we made for Night Run, it was you taking a big blender of crazy ideas and putting some stuff out that, while it definitely leans into a lot of different types of fashion tropes and things like that, doesn't really look like anything else.
Yeah, totally.
And that's I think that's such a crucial element, is if this stuff is going to have any value at all, it's got to be able to give people the wheels to generate some novelty, to generate some new ideas, and to lean in some stuff that is aesthetically diverse, different, and fresh, and not just a regurgitation of everything that was popular last year.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I think that I don't want to go down the AI rabbit hole too much, because we have talked about that in other contexts. But I think that one of the cool things, one of the cool opportunities, and one of the art tropes from the NFT scene that was interesting, that was kind of driven by market forces, was this long form collections, right? 2,000 images, 10,000 images, right? And this idea of exploring permutation space, which is very relatable to me as someone who likes procedural games, right? Like we talked about in the last segment, there's a very interesting creative opportunity there to make a kind of a possibility space, or a kind of a volume of generated outcomes for people to explore. And I kind of see a similar resonance both with generative AI image making and traditional code-based kind of creative coding or generative art style approaches. And so that kind of fit into the procedural aesthetics of the game, in that there are thousands and thousands of different images, although many of them are structurally similar, right? But there's this large amount of things to see in the game, which I think is cool as a aesthetic experience, but obviously led us to some pretty serious, especially because, these are like, I think they're 2048 by 1024 textures. There's 2048 of them. Our other projects, I think Hypercastle Explorers are 4K. There's 1,000 of them. There's a lot of texture data in this, and we want to stream and load it continuously, right? When you hit a tunnel, we're loading and building new segments with new data, and we don't know what's going to be needed, right? So that led us into some interesting technical challenges.
I mean, it was really important. There's a lot of assets